Welcome to Beyond the Grid. OC6 has just wrapped up, and today we're going to be reviewing the differences between the Quest screen and the Rift S screen. Initial thoughts. Stick around. Welcome back. If you're a VR enthusiast, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can keep learning about what hardware and software is out there for you to enjoy. Now, after the announcements of OC6, it appears like all the love was on the Quest. And being a Rift S owner, I was kind of bummed out. So I have the Quest and I have the Rift S, and I wanted to compare the differences in the screen, or at least my initial thoughts, because on paper, the Quest with its OLED, higher resolution, 8 Hz lower refresh rate, but that OLED with deeper blacks and high, contrast, higher resolution, you would think it's the winner with all the features coming, the connected tether, the hand tracking. It just feels like it's going to be the winner over the Rift S, which makes me think, why do I have a Rift S? But the Rift S, although it's lower resolution on paper, has a better sub-pixel arrangement, which people are saying makes it sharper than the Quest. But it is an LCD, so while it's 80 Hz, 8 more than the 72 on the Quest, it doesn't have the contrast ratio that OLED, the deeper blacks that you'll see on the Quest. I'm going to put them on, do the tutorial first steps, and see if I can tell the difference between the Quest screen and the Rift S screen. My expectations are that this sub-pixel arrangement will help the Rift S out enough to still be a visible difference to the user, but if I had to do them blind, if I only ever saw one, would I be wanting in one area that the other excels? I don't know. Stick around, let's find out. Okay, so I've had more experience with the Rift S, so we'll do the Quest first since I'm least familiar with that, and this will just be a initial impressions video. I'll go deeper in. You see I have a Quest, I have Rift S, I have a Valve Index. So kind of comparing them all, the Rift S looks really good for its resolution on paper. That subpixel arrangement makes it really clear. I was impressed the first time I put on a Rift S compared to the Index. Although the FOV is noticeable, let's see how the Quest holds up. Let me go ahead and don it. You're going to see me just wearing a VR headset, but I'm going to try and describe what I'm noticing compared to my experience with the other two headsets. And I'm just going to run through the demo tutorial first steps where it teaches you about VR. It's got a lot of high contrast. There's bright colors, dark blacks, really bright objects that'll let me see that pixel arrangement, and noticeable dark colors in the background that hopefully I'll be able to tell that this is an OLED screen. There's not a lot of fast motion, but I'll be looking for, if I can tell, 8 Hz of refresh rate. I doubt it, but let's give it a go. Let me grab my controllers. Sorry guys, got lots of headsets around. Let me go in, and I'm just going to narrate kind of what I'm noticing and over the difference of my experience with my past headsets. I know I can't project the Quest headset to you, nor would you essentially be able to tell any difference from what you're seeing on the screen as far as resolution, because you're not actually looking at the panel. But I'm going to go ahead and open first steps. Make sure I've made sure this headset was adjusted as optimally as possible for my vision so that I can see. Now, it's starting at the high bright colors, the high brightness, the grass coming in. Initially, I can tell it's that OLED arrangement. I kind of see the blackness. I wouldn't call it a screen door, but You know, I can see the gaps in the pixels. I mean, looking around, you know, it feels really rich. All those high colors, you know, that bright burst from the star, and like looking up at the sky, it feels really, really rich. But you know, initially I can tell that we have those arrangements of pixels. Like, all right, you know, the desk is coming up right now to teach me about my VR hands. I mean, it looks great, guys, you know, for the Quest. I mean, it's hard to imagine. Systems coming up, I can tell the Guardian system in the grid, kind of like anti-aliasing on PCs. The straight line of the grid is where I can tell the arrangement when I'm moving my head up and down, the roughness of the solid lines of the grid.
Try pressing all of the glowing buttons with your thumbs. Try moving the thumbsticks around. The thumbsticks can also be pressed like buttons.
I mean, it's no... If I had never seen any other headset, not bad, but because the colors look rich and great, but I can definitely tell. I see the pixels, not bad, but comparatively, I can see the arrangement. I wouldn't call it a screen door, but I'm sure that's what most people would interpret it as. So pointing to push the button. Got the bright cubes in front of me, and I have the black background on the white text, and that's where I'm seeing the clearness. You know, I'll pick up that cube, and they have the text on the cube. It looks really good. It almost gets blurry the farther away I hold it, and clearer the way I hold it. But hey, you know, maybe that's my eyes. I mean, it looks great. I'm looking at the ping pong paddle, kind of like one side's black and one side's white. And that looks, I mean, that looks really good. I mean, good contrast. Let's see, paper plane. I mean, like, I'm trying to look for different variations in color. The lines, I'm looking at the lines of the paper plane to kind of see if we can get a sharp edge on an object. And then, like, you know, grab the ball. And again, the black text with that white background, it doesn't look bad, but, you know, I can definitely tell. Yeah, when they have the black box with the white text, especially further away. I don't know if that's my eyes or the colors look great though. I'm gonna go ahead and switch now. I'm kind of just taking it in at the moment. You know, taking in the colors, kind of like, with the, you know, that large landscape with high colors. Looking at the details of the cartridge that they give you. Kind of looking at the logo. All right, I'm gonna switch now. So switch. Sorry guys, just throwing the Rift on now. Rift S. And this guy's already pretty well adjusted to me. Just gonna get into the app. Library, first steps. Okay. Again, this headset's already adjusted to me, but I'm gonna make sure. Okay, the demo's starting. We got the little spark. All the flowers are appearing. You know, the waterfall doesn't look as vibrant. I could kind of tell. And the blacks don't look bad on the ground and the sky. I mean, I'm not complaining about the blacks. I mean, they're dark blues, but there's black out there, and I'm not complaining at all. I'm looking at the glowing Oculus symbol. I think you can kind of see it on the monitor. Okay, you know, the table appears in front of me.
Welcome to Oculus.
And then I'm looking at text, you know, the welcome to Oculus. Let me see what your digital hands can do. And I'm sitting down, so here comes the table.
Let's get familiar with the Guardian system. Look around you.
Yeah, that Guardian grid, when I look at the Guardian grid, I mean, granted, it's a little finer on the Rift S. The lines are a little finer, but they don't look as choppy. And the hands look really good, like the virtual hands.
The thumbsticks can also be pressed like buttons. Press them in until you feel them click. Next, use your index fingers to squeeze the
That text, like squeeze the right trigger text. I mean, it still has the same effect, you know, it gets softer as it goes away from me.
Locate the
But
grip buttons and squeeze them with your middle finger.
I'd have to say it's clear. That pixel arrangement. I mean, I'm not going to do it through the lens like some of the other guys, but I mean, if I stop and focus, I can see the arrangement on the text, on the white part of the text.
Now let's see what your
But
virtual hands can do.
just generally looking at the lines in the structure that's kind of around you,
To make a fist, squeeze the grip with your middle finger and hold it down.
they definitely look.
Keep squeezing the
They
grip
definitely
and
look
just lift
clearer, and like the hands are the close to me look clear. The button looks clear that you push.
Squeeze and hold the grip
And yeah, looking at the text,
Release the grip button to drop it.
I mean, the Rift is very good. I'm not saying that the Quest is bad or anything like that. I'm just saying, you know, looking at the black, the dark gray of the paddle, like I'm not complaining about the contrast or the deepness of the blacks. You know, I can see it's got like the little light reflection, you know, as the black changes. The paper plane text looks really good. I'm going to look at the lines of the paper plane. They look, okay, like they look sharp. They look sharper than the Quest. There's more shadow in the ridge. You know, I could tell there's lines on the other one, but like not like that. Here, let's throw some other stuff on. Okay, I'm looking at the logo on the cartridge. I mean, I know it's up close, but it looks really good. I don't think the other stuff appears in the Quest demo or in the Rift S demo, the other items. But you know, looking at the text that's far away and that structure, I mean, I gotta say that pixel arrangement's good. Like I don't have a complaint about the color contrast or the black of the grid, the expansive grid, or on the paddle. I mean, I know we didn't get any love on the Rift, but I'm gonna call it and you know, say that I mean, so let's recap. Let's recap. Let me put that down. So sorry for the long video, but you know, comparatively, probably got VR strap head and VR face. But let's just recap. You know, this is an initial impressions video. You obviously saw me unbox the Quest yesterday. So this is definitely just an initial look at the Quest. I really wanted to see if there was a difference in the screens because, you know, everyone's like, oh, OLED. I can't believe that the Index went LCD and, you know, all the future insects, the Cosmos LCD. I mean, if I'm, people say if you play really dark games, maybe in like some of the horror games or whatever, that really dark room, sure. And, it looks good. The colors look really rich on the Quest, but in the Guardian grid and in the structure grid of the demo, I can definitely tell, and I can definitely see the arrangement. Is it bad? Is it like, oh, screen door? No. Probably not comparatively to other OLEDs. I just think the Rift S, the arrangement on it's really good for the resolution they have in there. I mean, the first time I put on a Rift S, I was impressed. I was like, oh, what screen door effect? It's really, really impressive. So as I get more time with the Quest, seeing now that it's the way of the future, I'll look into FOV and, we'll get the tether and see if that bumps it up. I mean, I hear the hardware can go over 72 Hertz, but right now it's locked. I mean, we'll see if that changes. I don't want to go into the speculative, but right now I can definitely say while the Rift S feels like it didn't get much love, and on paper it looks like the weaker headset as far as resolution, it's that arrangement's really good, and they did a really good job of getting that arrangement for clarity. So I can't be mad at the Rift S. That's all I'm gonna say. Nothing against the Quest, nothing against the Rift. I just think the arrangement on the Rift S is that good. Questions, guys? I mean, I could ramble along. Questions, leave them in the comments. If you want to follow this journey as I find out which products in VR are worth your money, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, guys. Again, ask me any questions. I got these 3 major headsets, considering the Pimax. Maybe just not in love with their refresh rates, even though they're same as the Quest ones, or similar to the Quest and the Rift. I just don't think the game resolution mandates the 8K or 5 even. I just don't think our games are in that high of resolution. And now that a lot of the studios are going to attack the Quest, more in another video, guys. Have a great night.